Hello, darling. Hello, hello. Welcome on in. Hello, darlings. How are you doing this evening? Welcome in. Bienvenue. Hello, darlings. Hello, 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 hello. Come, 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 come. Oh, hello, Vixen. How do you do? Any of my other regulars here? I know I keep looking down. I found some rather lovely things while I was out thrifting today, so... Good stuff. Hello, darling. Quite well, quite well. Got quite a bit done running errands, and then also dropped by a thrift store and found some really lovely finds. Thank you, darling. I'm refining the space and it's coming out ever so lovely. Hello, hello. Oh, and yes, I do have tarot cards on deck. Right. The vibes are definitely vibing. Well, I mean, it is a lovely Feral Friday, and of course I will be obliging elsewhere after this from about 8 to hopefully about 10 o'clock. What else? Oh, so, you know how I said that I quite often have this love affair with turn of the century furniture and whatnot. Well, I may have found another turn of the century trunk. I may have procured it. I may be doing some mild renovations to it. It is absolute heaven for ASMR. And there's an actual... There's a little drawer inside and everything. So I can't wait to get in there, maybe polish it up just a touch, and, you know, maybe get it sealed, or at least, you know, maybe well-oiled. Oh, it's going to be so lovely. Absolutely adore that. So, do you want to see some of the smaller things that I got today from the thrift storing and adventuring? We'll put this on in just a bit. So I needed a vessel that looked a bit nicer to put my teeth in, because this is just so high school. This is just so PE. There goes my retainer. Crap, I think I just threw it in the trash. On top of which, plastic over a while does tend to take on a lot more things. Especially if you scrub them hard, they can become incredibly porous and then pick up quite the odor and whatnot. And instead, I've decided, ta-da! So now my lovely teeth will have their own vessel, and that shall be sitting in the restroom whenever I do need them or do need to take them out. Yeah, much easier to scrub up, and I believe, let's see what. Imperial China. That's not quite good enough, right? Incredibly pretty. Now, this next one, when I saw it, I was like, oh. Carnival glass. The most lovely shade of deep purple almost. But look at that iridescence. And it has the most gorgeous and clean sound to it. I always tap things to know if they're solid or not. If glass, if china, if porcelain has been cracked and it is not sound. Pardon as I turn that off. If it's not sound, it'll be dull. It'll be thuddy. But if it's clean, if there are no cracks in it, it resonates like a bell. And, of course, in true inner Bathory fashion, that lovely refinement that we all come to know and love. So beautifully gold filigreed. And who is your maker? Upside down. No. Oh my god, I'm so happy right now. I got this for, I think it was an absolute song at like $5 for the cup and saucer. This was made in the USSR. I don't even know if you know the significance of that. But this was made in the USSR. For those of you too young to know what the USSR is, it's what Russia very much was. Much larger mass until several smaller states broke away. They were dissolved, oh god, what was it, the 80s, the 90s, something like that? Yeah, like Soviet Union. So, yeah, this comes from Soviet Union era. Oh my god, that's gorgeous. And it was funny too, because I was like, I don't think I've ever seen this as like as a Japanese pattern or as a Chinese cloisonne. But now that they are saying Russian, that makes these make way more sense. Oh, I love it. So, I went to oh god, where was it? It was off of PCH. I want to say Obispo is a very close by cross street in Long Beach. Went there and I was like, at first I was headed towards Out of the Closet. I absolutely adore them. Love them to bits and pieces. But this happened to be a very large shop that I'd never been into before. And I'd driven past quite often. So I finally went, fine, I'll just, I'll go in, I'll see what it's like. I go in to see what it's like, and it's large, very well stocked. A lot of their furniture prices were far too much. in my opinion. Anytime I see a charity shop, everything has been donated to you. Everything is given to you. You don't need to charge $100, $200, $300 and more for something that was donated to you. You paid nothing for it. So it was more like a thrift store. Overall, the prices were rather good. Just the furniture tended to be a bit more expensive. Or at least, higher price than I would prefer. But yes, it had everything. So much. Just, clothing, just shoes, all kinds of old things. In fact, the trunk that I picked up, oh, thank you, darling. I just saw that. The trunk that I picked up, I actually looked inside, and that trunk is from the late 1890s. So, yes, it wasn't the cheapest trunk I've ever picked up, but it is quite sizable, and given a little love and care, I think it'll last for a good long while. Honestly, I think I might add a bit of leather to the corners just to give it a bit more cushion. Oh, you absolutely could. At first, I thought it was just the base store, which was rather long. But no, if you go all the way down to the right-hand side and towards the back, you'll pass through and find that there's a whole another room filled with even more glasswares and furniture. And then they have a loading dock. They were ever so accommodating, and they were fantastic. So yes, all in all, I probably got more than I should have, but still, I came away with something quite lovely. So, I cannot complain. I have found some good new ASMR tools, and you hear that? That's the kind of clarity you want to hear. I'm trying to remember if I have any teacups that are a little bit less sound. Nope, that one's actually doing quite well. There's a little bit of wax in the bottom. Okay, so let me see if I can clear some of that away. Hello, darlings. Okay, let's see if I can clear some of this away so it's not interfering. Okay. You hear that? How dull it is? Thank you, darling. No. Well, no, I'll show you to you though. They're gold leafed. But yes, no. If you hear the how dull this is, there's a crack, a very very fine one, but there's a crack somewhere in here, so it doesn't resonate. It doesn't allow sound to pass through. This is a demi-tasse, also known as a very small cup for things like Cuban or Turkish coffee, where you want just a very small bit at a time and you're sipping slowly in a cafe. So espresso. And that one has some, this is some decent gold leafing on it. I'm not too mad at that. It's been well painted in lacquer. But of the two, this gorgeousness. Right? This gorgeousness is actually hand-painted. There are tiny, tiny differences, but my goodness, such a trained hand. So yeah, they did an absolutely fantastic job of it. You can't even quite see it well enough. There we are. That's a little bit better. So that's, again, it's all painted gorgeously. You've got chrysanthemums and doves. Oh, this is so lovely. I love it. Yeah. And I know enough decently so about, Chinese patterns or Asian patterns on teaware and whatnot that it didn't look familiar at all. Even for the particular patterns that are made up usually by the British to sell more tea sets and whatnot. Oh, look at this! Oh, it's so Asian inspired. But yes, right, right, right. And from yeah, you're absolutely right. From afar, it looks very mosaic, but yes, up close you can see so much fine detail. Thank you, darling. Aren't you ever so lovely to say as such? I will be elsewhere. If you are a very loyal fan, you'll know where to go. And if you're having trouble finding that, just go to Throne. It's the keys to the kingdom there. Oh, also, this arrived! This arrived! So, if you don't know, I wear dentures, clearly. And I was having a bit of a trouble with the fit, especially when I was trying to get it to, stay in the mouth. I was trying to find a better solution to it. So I got this. And this is Dentach. And it comes with a key so that I can make sure to get every last little bit of it out. But basically this is a thermoplastic. And you heat it, take out a small amount, put the liner onto your denture, and then form it from there. And it forms a really well-fitted, suction-styled, what am I looking for? Base. To make it stick instead of having to always use copious amounts of glue. So, yes, I can't wait. Thank you, darling. Isn't it lovely? I absolutely adore it. Seal, thank you. I swear, it's Mercury in the microwave again, because Lord knows I should not be having this much trouble with words at times. But yes, I got some absolutely gorgeous, lovely pieces today. Hello, darlings. And if anybody does need, oh, there we are. If anybody needs cards read, just let me know. Blinks are in Lyle. Other than that, I'm going to hydrate. Well, at least I'm going to hydrate my skin. Hello, hello, my darlings. How are you doing? Come on in. Hello, hello. Come, 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 come. So, what have you been up to? This is a place to come and decompress, banter, talk. Often people apparently use this for, what do you call it, body doubling as well. Getting things done, a little bit of work, study, chores and whatnot. Oh, I updated. I no longer have crafts behind me. I've got my library, I got my fans out. I found that I'm probably going to end up putting a lot of stuff in this new trunk. So, cannot wait to make very good use of that. And I think I'm going to stack my cosplays on top. That way I can access them more easily. Thank you, darling. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it absolutely wonderful? Hello, darlings. Hello, hello, hello. Tomorrow I'm going to go visit my Virgo. I cannot wait. Ugh. I saw him last weekend, but I want to see him again this weekend because he's absolutely a darling. He's working on my horseless carriage that seems to have, I don't know if it's trying to throw a lame leg or if it's just being obstinate, but it keeps telling me maintenance is needed, but not which maintenance is needed. So he's going to get hot and sweaty and under the hood, and then he's probably going to tinker inside the car as well. I kid. Hello, darlings. Come on in. Thank you so much for who's ever got those lovely, lovely fingers. I'm finding that ever so lovely. Keep that rhythm up. My goodness, we're already at 3.7k as far as I can see from my side. Thank you, 420. 420 friendly. That's always a loveliness. I appreciate it. Hopefully you've gotten in some good gardening and the tapping is just coming naturally. Hello, hello. Hello, my darlings. Oh, yes, I just remembered. So, if anybody's having trouble recharging their coins, which apparently this has become a bit of an issue, of course, because of everything going on, if you go to tiktok.com/coin, you can recharge directly, apparently. Oh, thank you, darling. I give them a little bit of extra moisture, a nice deep condition. Very, very, very light on the hair products today, but lots and lots of moisturizing, of course. I want to look extra good because I'm going to be going out. Well, staying in but going out, if you know what I mean. Later. 8 o'clock, elsewhere. But yes, let's get set. Oh, did I? Oh. Let me go get, Don't worry, the knees always do that. Let's see if I've remembered to put it back here. Hello. Hello, my darlings. Come on in. Ah, there it is. We'll at least get the fangs in. You can see this. I need to get my, what was it, books? I think I'm going to put books here. Actually, no, I want to put something a bit more fanciful here. Maybe I can do a bit of artwork. So this is apparently my brain flittering on and on. There we go. So, hello, darlings. Come in, get comfortable. Oh. Well, hello and welcome back, my darling. I've missed you as well. Honestly, there are quite a few people that I miss, but I always err on the side of not being in everybody's business. Because, you know, people sometimes, they process things a little bit differently, and they may need their space, not me up and asking questions and whatnot like a hound. Don't worry, tomorrow when I'm figuring out the dentach and whatnot, I will actually be filming that process. So you will see how that works. Fixodent, mildly moisture activated. How's everybody doing? My goodness, so many of you coming through here. I'm absolutely adoring that, though. Oh, and I have my schedule set up for next week. So, Lake Forest. I don't think so. I'm in the Lomita area. It's very new to me, so you'd have to tell me if Lomita-ish area is close to Lake Forest. I'm still learning the ins and outs of this place. I came from Long Beach. Ah, there we go. I have been in Orange County before. I lived down in Orange County for a while, actually. And I worked there, too. Ah, see, I worked there. Sorry, waiting for my poor little laptop to get upgraded and updated. Oh, yeah, no worries at all. Right. Don't you just love them? So dramatic. Thank you. I've been working on refining it. It looks good at first when I put it together, but I'm like, no, it needs a little bit more, So I've been refining, I've been tweaking, I've been finding, the best ways for that lovely golden soft light. Oh, thank you, darling. Oh, I do love it when they recognize it. How are you doing? I mean, if it works, it works, and my thigh is thick enough for it. When you've got thighs like mine, use them. Don't worry, give me a second, I will be putting in those fangs. Oh yeah, that's in. Ooh. Oh yes. Late night lo-fi vibes. I love having a bit of good background music. I'm sorry if I looked away when I was supposed to be looking at. How is everyone? Hello, come in, welcome. It's Feral Friday, so if you do feel like a bit of polite but feral banter, by all means, I won't shy from it. My goodness, already 6.4k. You are at it. My good. Well done, darlings. Well done. We'll be at 10k at nothing flat. My goodness. Well, I mean, I do act on a few stages. They're just smaller stages and digital at that. So, who knows? Who knows? There we go. A little bit of background music. A touch of ambiance. Hello, darlings. Come on in. Come on in. I swear, oh my god. I got so many compliments on the nails today. Like, it was like every single person who saw my hands noticed them. It was like, yeah, fine, fine, fine. I do love them. They are absolutely gorgeous for scratching. And again, this is, I mean, I wanted these for, you know, all the fun witchery and... Lola, darling, how are you doing? Hello, welcome in. Yes, no, I wanted some things for, you know, the setup and whatnot. But then also I found, A, I found antiques. But B, I found things that also really work for my nails, so... Hello, welcome on in. So, what is everyone up to tonight? Hopefully something fun. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I was going to put in my fangs. There we go. And we can hopefully get them in one shot. So, for those of you who do not know, hello, I'm in a battery. Yes, you can pronounce that, what you see up top, as sanguine threads. I'm quite fine by that. But beyond being sanguine threads, I am the persona, the 40,000-year-old vampire in a battery. Daughter to an empress, long-time temple priestess. Just more recently awake, and no, the accent is not British. It's actually much more 1700s colonial American thereabouts. Translation spell kind of got stuck and left me on posh. Hello, darlings, come in, come in. Now, as long as you're polite, decently respectable, or at least civil, we can have so much fun. I'm usually quite eccentric, gentle, sweet, lovely, but every now and again I get into that hedonistic mood, and, well, what can I say? I always do 18 and over. Because, well, not because anything bawdy per se is going to happen, but I like having fun conversations. Thank you, darling. I'm just refining everything and, finding so many good, fun things to do with it. Absolutely adore it. There we go. Ah, darling. Oh, good, I am. And I have finally set a schedule. I know it only took me far too long to really nail it down, but I have set a schedule, so you can find me. At least on here so far. I'm going to get a more refined schedule and probably pin it everywhere I go. That way people can find me on a bit more of a consistent basis and whatnot. But yes, how are you? What have you been up to? Please tell me something decadent. Don't mind me as I over-exaggerate and over-enunciate for a second to make sure that I'm getting past my fangs correctly. Speaking of which, I found my thermoplastic, so I will be able to make new fangs. I was starting to worry that I had truly buried my cosplay making items, and no, there it is. I found them. I'm so happy about it. Hello. I don't blame you. I honestly don't blame you. It's been a little bit harrowing, to say the least. But then somebody did remind me that people like myself, the content creators and whatnot, it is not our job to deny what is going on. What we do is provide a space for people to decompress for a little bit so they can go back to dealing with what is going on. And every now and again I'll give a gentle direction this way or that so that, people know a little bit more to do, because there's a lot of social work to be done. But yes, come in, sit, decompress. We're just going to relax. We've got a little lo-fi in the background. I've got little fun items here that I can always tinker with. And oh yes, if you ever need cards read, who's coming out tonight? There we go. Hello, my dears. How are we doing tonight? Oh, I should probably put on just a touch of lipstick. Just to make it a little easier to... Hello, welcome in. Hello, darlings. Let's see. My God, if I had drawn those any thinner. There we are. Better. Now it should be a little bit easier for people to actually see me. Thank you, darling. How do you do? I'm going to go grab myself a quick libation. I'll be right back, my dears. Make sure you get yourself something to eat, a little something to drink. Speaking of eat and drink, I'll be right back, and then we can talk more about my nails. I'm doing lovely, darling. At the moment I come back, tell me what your week has been like. Don't mind me as I knock everything over. There we go. That's my favourite. Good, finished my work week, so I get to enjoy my next 2 days off. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've had the most lovely time getting set up and tinkering about and refining everything, and we loved the kitchen. The kitchen was fantastic, but this is much more me. Thank you. I mean, between the nails, the dress, the setup, I'm feeling absolutely sumptuous tonight. I keep getting the notice that somebody is getting filtered. If you're not seeing your comment come up, try a different language, I guess? I know, and it is, it is just the most lovely, snug little nook. And getting everything set up has just made it feel even more homey. I'm just saying, when you get it yelled at you enough times, you go, well, fine. Fine. I've got the Notice Me Senpai. I've got the Rainbow Pride 8-bit heart, because I'm, queer gamer as I am. And then I've got my little Kirby fan. It basically says, feed me. Why, thank you, darling. So lovely of you to notice. I appreciate it. Any weekend plans? Yes, I'm going to go visit my Virgo tomorrow. They're going to tinker under my hood a little bit and probably move some things about until the engine starts up correctly. I am talking about the horseless carriage, not me personally. Though I wouldn't mind it, oddly enough. Anyways. But yes, new moon. Good time to get new things started. Right. Well, when you sit there and you're like, ah, you can only give them so many clues. You show them a Kirby, they're like, oh, you want things in your mouth. It's like, yes, I'll take one of the cake and one of those Korean corn dogs. Just saying. Right. And funny enough, he absolutely loves and adores fixing things. I adore sitting and talking and giving him things to fix. I mean, I should have known that he likes fixing things. He dated me for several years. And he did a lot of fixing. He did so much fixing. Thank you, darling. As usual, a nice thigh-high slit. A little bit of elegance to it. Oh, well, thank you, darling. From what I hear, I can put somebody to sleep if I just talk long enough. Which, are there faster ways? Probably. Do I like talking more? Well. Blueberries are really nice and tart right now. I finally figured out how to get the camera set up and everything at the right distance so that I didn't feel quite so crowded and you didn't feel quite too far away. So everything is starting to work so well. Hello, Young. Hello, my darling. How are you doing? Welcome in. It's only $5 per card. But I do understand the struggle. Trust me, I just paid rent. My bank account's like, you're not doing anything for a little while, right? Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. So if you don't know, I don't have a current 9-to-5. I'm still looking for one, putting in resumes as always, even with everything going on and whatnot. But I do freelance. I read tarot cards, I do art, many other things, and I will be getting some new things set up this month. So look forward to seeing a store on Mayhem Market. I'm getting set up there. It's going to be Something Sanguine is the name of the storefront. Right? Right? The month has been incredibly odd. Incredibly odd. Perfect, perfect. So in the market, in my Mayhem Market, Something Sanguine, there will be things like artwork. There will be press-on nails, usually sets of 5 that I do as art. That will be on offer. There will be watercolors, there'll be resin, and I will start putting up clothing such as my corsets, my waist cinches, and whatnot. Yes! Don't you just love this deck? Mine is ever so optimistic, a little bit gung-ho, but I absolutely adore it. If you don't know this, this is the steampunk deck. Absolutely adore mine. It took a little while to really get it to a happy place, and funny enough, it likes to be stored with other decks of cards. So it took a while to find a good happy place for it and really get in tune. But once you did, oh, absolutely lovely and adorable. It took a while to find a good happy place for it and really get in tune. But once you did, oh, absolutely lovely and adorable. Ah. So, we have a 1-card pull, yes. We have a 1-card pull, yes. Oh. Oh, and yes, if you need to find me other... If you're really clever and you like... in a more... capacity, I would a more... capacity, I would highly suggest you go to the throne room. That is where the keys to the kingdom are. Darling, don't ask me to divinate a future like that. Ask them. Communicate with them. Not everything needs to be witcheries. Now, who sent for the one card pull? What was that? Pardon. Can you give me the first 3 letters of your name? I don't want your full government name out there. I'm just double checking and making sure. Okay, that's not the person who... That's not the person who, cash apped me. Sorry, I always like to make sure to do double and triple diligence. Because sometimes people will try and sneak in and what's not theirs. And we're not playing that. Especially since I'm trying to court a new patron. Ah, okay, there we go. So let us do one... There we go. So let us do a 1 card pull. Sorry, it's very difficult to sit side saddle for too long. Well, trying to face that way and your knees are facing that way, and I'm like, very difficult to sit side saddle for too long. Well, trying to face that way and your knees are facing that way, and I'm like, no. Trying to get a thorough mix on here. Whew. Cards are wanting to jump today. My goodness. Never mind. So you remember that question you just asked me? Never mind. So you remember that question you just asked me? Let me go ahead and I'm gonna go, let's get that out of there. Okay, hopefully that clears it up just a touch. So, you remember that question you just asked me? Love this card. And for some reason, I had the very strong impulse to pull a second card even before I had seen what the first one really was. And it's the Hanged Man. So don't worry about the name of it. It's different than what it sounds like. So the Hanged Man is a change of perspective. But the first card pulled was the Lover's right side up. So, it definitely looks like there's a blessing to move that forward. There is definitely it's the hesitation of it all. Adjust how you think about going about this. It's not the end all be all. It's not the everything or the nothing. It is simply what it is. And if you've already based your affections on a strong relationship, and when I say relationship, I mean friendship and understanding, a mutual agreement of actually liking each other's company, as it were, then yes, absolutely proceed forward. If it's something completely from the hip, adjust your perspective a little bit and recognize that you want to have an actual relationship, a friendship, something that you can grow with and into. If you're already there, where you have been actively talking to each other for a good long while, proceed forward. But if you need a little bit more reassurance, talk with them a bit more. Make sure that you match on what your perspectives for life and especially any sort of a dating relationship that can get ever so serious, ever so fun. Make sure you're, of the like minds on that one before proceeding forward. Because if you get into a relationship and then find out that you're not really meant for each other, if you know what I mean, that can cause quite a stress. And once you're already in, if you had anything before that tends to fall by the wayside very quickly and tends to be rather bitter in the mouth. Yeah, so far it seems fine. It seems like you've gotten the go-ahead. Just make sure that you're going in for a friendship and something that you can grow with first, rather than something that's hot and heavy and lots of vitamin D, if you know what I mean. I hope that helps you a bit, darling. Hello, welcome on in. You're welcome, my dear. You're quite welcome. Oh, thank you. I do appreciate doing readings. Absolutely love it. I adore it. It's a lot of good fun for me, and it helps stretch some of the muscles that I ever so desperately need to make sure long and strong. Ooh, cards are so lovely this evening. Thank you, darling. Well, the accent is roughly 1700s colonial American. But so far I've been residing in California now for, about a little over 4 decades. Overall, though, I'm about somewhere around 40,000 years old. Daughter of an empress of one of the eldest, what we would consider modern civilizations. Homo sapiens and their forerunners started about, 315,000 years ago, roughly. But, more modern, organized societies as we so recognize them, that's more closer to 40,000 years ago. Thank you, darlings. Thank you so much. And yes, don't worry, some people will go, but they're gender fluid. Yes, and right now I'm in a battery, so the pronouns are definitely she, her, and I'm feeling feminine as could be, so please, by all means. Really? Humiliation. There we go. Oh, they've been doing that to so many people. It has been absolutely antagonizing. Just really, really... But this is again where some of us are starting to divest more and more from this platform and, broadening our horizons elsewhere. Do I have other accents? At times, yes, I do. So I do go from this accent, the very colonial one, to Californian, which is my normal accent, that one I use a bit more with like a Grimwood, the shifter persona that I like to do. And then I'm also refining my southern accent. I'm trying to decide which kind of southern I want to do. I'm refining the southern accent for my Succubus Amanita. Please, if you have questions, by all means, do ask them. I love to answer. I'm a bit of a chatterbox, and we can speak on all manner of subjects, so don't feel limited to one. Yes, $5 USD. I'm working on getting more payment types up and running, just in case I have international folk, as I guess not all of our things transfer so easily between. You're going to laugh so much. So, this originally started out, I don't know if you can see the seam line, this originally started out as a pantsuit. Got it from Shein. I figured it looked kind of fun, a little bit witchy, but I absolutely hated the way the fabric felt between my thighs. It was so ungodly. So, with my sewing skills and knowledge, decided to transform it, made it into a dress, and then gave it a nice high slit up the side. Not only because I have some of the most gorgeous legs with big, thick thighs, but moreover than that, I could actually move around and I didn't feel like I was being suffocated, because I did try the mermaid style for a while and I could not walk correctly in it. Hello, darling. I know, right? Everybody's been so complimentary on the setup. I do appreciate that. I've been working on it. It has come out so nicely. Oh, no, it's... Pick an object, I will touch it just to prove it. Oh yes, originally got this from Shein, but yes, I love taking and modifying clothing. It's why I make corsets amongst the other things. You mean this, Rosses? In fact, I think I can pick up the whole thing if I'm very careful to not knock over every last... Oh. Ta-da! And I just knocked over my Queen's Blade. Hello, darling. No, so far there's no other vampires in my dwelling. I don't tend to necessarily nest with other vampires. Funny enough, I have a bit of a thing for werewolves. They're very good servitors and even better housemates. But yes, no, so far, no. But next week, next Friday, I will be having a nice little multi-stream with one of my progeny. So... I can't wait, and also our friend Alyssa will be coming along for it. The fangs I actually made myself. I have this thing called Friendly Plastic Thermoplastic, and I make my own sets. Thank you, darling. I appreciate you all so much. Goodness. Right. I absolutely adore werewolves, the lycanthropes, the shifters. Not all of them are primal, although... I do appreciate those too. But no, they're quite lovely, they're quite wonderful. And especially when it's so cold at night and one like myself does not nearly generate enough heat. They make very, very good warmers. Hello, darlings. Honestly, I don't know what I can't make just yet. Thank you. What is this? So this is a salon. It is a place to come, sit, relax, decompress, talk, banter, learn about the day, talk about all the things you wish and want to know, the philosophy, the science, and the so much more. Sometimes it's bawdy, sometimes it's rowdy, and sometimes we just read tarot cards. But yes, please, come on in, come on by, and do feel free to stop in for a bit. No. No, no. See, to me, those are much closer to shifters. Low-level shifters at that. Shifters usually have to go from a very human form to their more animalistic form, and they don't have an in-between. When I say werewolves, I mean more like Van Helsing, Hugh Jackman, big, black, furry, still somehow has these ripped abs and perfectly coiffured mane. I'm sorry, what were we saying? Yes, werewolves. That kind. We like them tall, we like them lean, we like them very sentient. Yes, and I am talking Van Helsing the movie, not Van Helsing the TV show, though they are somewhat related. Why, thank you, darling. I've been tweaking and moving things about and figuring out how I best wanted to set everything else up, and so far so good. The light has come along just perfectly. Thank you. I appreciate you saying as such. So if anybody else does need cards, let me know. I'm just going to keep shuffling now and again. I have to stim. I have to do something with my hands. I can never just sit still. And since what I want to do with my hands would summarily get me blocked, I'll have to settle with cards. Thank you, darling. So yes, I got stilettos done. Good 1.5 inches, and yes, that is my actual nail underneath for the most part, and then the next 1/2 inch is the extension. But yes, nice long stiletto, and I can't wait till they're so much longer, honestly, but... Oh, I've seen some of those. They are gorgeous. Honestly, if I could find a piercework metal nail overlay in a heartbeat, in an absolute heartbeat, oh my God, I would. Do I burn in the sun? That is a lovely question. Actually, that's a really, really good one. No, I do not particularly love the sun. I'm sensitive. It does brown and tan the skin ever so lovingly, but I'm uncomfortable. But I don't combust. Now, had I been purely of the African lineage, I would have no problem at all. I'd be more than well suited for sunlight. Unfortunately, half of my lineage is the European lines, and they were far more at risk for the exposure to sunlight. So I gained some of the sensitivity, but also some of the blessings that a little bit of built-in tan can do. Ooh, I do love a good coffin nail. Oh, with the charms. I adore the charms. Oh, the charms are ever so lovely. One of these days I will be bold enough to have nails with charms on them, long and strong and about 3 inches worth. Right now I'm still making sure that I can function with just these. Can you see my coffin? Darling, I don't sleep in a coffin. Yes, exactly. It's melanin protection. But I can at least show you somewhat where I sleep, if I could ever get... So, when I don't have extra projects laying about on it, mostly I just sleep on lovely purple satin. And then that's my newest acquirement. Exactly. Right. Right. And I was able to slip a very lovely handmade quilt into it, so it becomes very much like a weighted blanket. It is absolutely adoring. And every now and again I add a werewolf to the mix, and not only do I get lovely satin sheets, but then I get something nice and furry at my feet to keep me warm. Hello, darlings, come on in. Yes, I'm all about the lotions. I hate looking ashen. And I noticed I was a little bit ashen today. Now, I will say, anything that you would normally equate with a European vampire being incredibly allergic to, I tend to have much less damage from it. I'll still be somewhat sensitive to it, but much less damage from it. Thank you, darling. Trust me, I have quite a few stories. I mean, I started out as a life cleric and the daughter to an empress. My mother was an absolutely horrible person, and my fathers weren't much better, so it was what it was. Now, it was not my mother who infected me with this particular strain. It was actually my father's sister, an Annette Bertoir. So very, very old, and one of the first lineage that would then become Bathory. Thank you, darling. You know it well. Anyways, once I was turned for the Lich King's purposes, I returned somewhat of the favour for my family. I waited about 5 years, and then, well, we had a nice little feast together. I showed them what I had become. After which I took about a 2,000-year sabbatical of pure terror on any populace I came across. I was quite mad. It was actually the lycanthropes, the lycas of my ancient times, ones that actually had lineage back to people that I had known beforehand. They brought me back out of my madness, and I ever do thank them for it. At the same point in time, I still held quite a few deeds and titles for land, so, well, I made a large, quiet empire, and they have served me quite lovingly and faithfully. So, yes. 2 cards, absolutely, my darling. Now, of course, once they were dealt with, my parents, I should say, and once I'd come a bit out... Now, of course, once they were dealt with, my parents, I should say, and once I'd come a bit out of my... atone for everything that I'd done of 2,000 years. I'd learned so much, and honestly, I wanted to get back to some of my old ways, and my old ways were that of a temple priestess. Yes, a life cleric, especially one that is focused on the deep red that has always been part of my lineage. But, the temple priestess days, now I actually missed those. I hungered for food, I hungered for life's essence, and while you can drink deep red all day, it's honestly not the best way to get copious amounts of life essence from something. Instead, I decided to refine those particular techniques to be able to draw forth what I needed in order to survive. It was quite the journey. I think I accidentally had a little bit of a hand in securing certain Succubi lore. I still don't know whether they love me or hate me for that particular time in history. My goodness, why thank you, darling. Didn't even quite... I don't know why I kept reading Emily Rose. Rose? I thought that was just your name. I'm like, oh, your name keeps coming... Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sorry I'm a little bit slow. Throwing roses at my feet and somehow I'm missing that. Goodness. But yes, no, where was I? Oh, yes. Temple Priestess. Learning how to draw out light essence. Succubus. What can I say? So yes, I don't even technically need fangs to get what I want. But, what can I say? I love them aesthetically. Thank you, dear. How do you do? And 2-card pull. Don't worry, I had not forgotten, my dear. Ooh. Knight. Yep, Knight of Swords reversed, but presented with an Ace of Cups. This feels like you're cutting communication with somebody. Impetuous, rakish. Someone new. They were a little too cavalier, honestly, in their approach. A little too fast, a little too... Ooh. Why do I get a little too fast, a little bit too loose? It's kind of this kind of person. That kind of... I do not like that approach at all. That is always somebody who's looking for something for next to nothing. So irritating. I don't think it's somebody you necessarily had directly in your life for a long time, but it's somebody who just, like a tick in your skin, like a burr under your fur. Just keeps coming back. But it feels like, this last go around, you're just really done. You don't like their way of communication. You don't like the way they hold themselves. They're too rakish. They're too try hard would be an understatement. It's just not working for me, if you know what I mean. But luckily, in cutting away from this Knight of Swords, in getting away from that, you're opening yourself up to new opportunities. Hence the reason you got your lovely Ace of Cups. New opportunities. Not just for interactions with new people, but just overall new opportunity, because this person was very much yeah, no, not the kind of person that you wanted at all in your life. So I'm trying to suss out. I think this person might have had a hand in undermining or sabotaging some of the things that you were trying to do, especially if they thought for any moment in time that that you being able to do your own creative thing, wander about and interact and have fulfilling conversation rather than forced conversation, they took that as an absolute affront and a threat to their schemes and machinations. Not that they were at all impressive schemes nor machinations. So yes, cut the cords happily and lovingly. Is it him? Is it him again? Is it him again? Oh, good God. I swear, do they not learn? I'm going to film it. I'm going to film like a full fitting. So we shall see how well it fits, because I will be doing it on my uppers and my lowers to see if I can actually use the pair of them together. It should be quite interesting to see. But yes, no. But yes, no, if it's it, yeah, fully cut all those cords. If, darling, I am dead serious. If you need to, do a cord cutting. If you truly, truly want to, I'll do a cord cutting for you. Just pay for the materials. I swear, this one is just, oh my god. Yeah, don't do a freezer spell, don't do a binding, don't do anything that would leave your energy on it. You want it gone. Goodness. Hello, how are you doing, my dears? How are you doing, my darlings? Come in. Get away from him. New opportunities abound. Just get away from him. Hello, my dears. Come. How do we do? We're doing a bit of card reading. We're sitting, we're talking, we're chatting. We're spilling tea and sometimes drinking occasionally. So, how is everyone? Oh, goodness. Why? Now I see why he keeps coming back. He is locked in on a lot of levels. That is definitely a thing that takes finesse to separate from. So I do appreciate the bind you are in. But yes, I'm just saying. And honestly, maybe you are better apart. Maybe we'll be better human beings apart. Some people just are not good together. Oh my god, double Capricorn. I don't know how you do that. So me and Capricorns don't always tend to get together. I know a very small handful of Capricorns that I get along with, and then the rest of them I butt heads with. Like something awful. Like nearly come to Waffle House parking lot throwdowns. I cannot be around most of them. Now, to be fair, I'm a June Gemini. I'm a very rare breed and need to be handled in a very particular manner. And they are usually rather mentally, emotionally rough. And they always have to be raped, and I fucking hate it. Darling, it's okay to cry. Especially at that age. I remember being 23. First thing I'm going to say is raise your standards. I know, it's a difficult thing. Raise your standards. Recognize that you miss the contact. But recognize what kind of contact are you missing. Are you missing social contact? Are you missing friendship? People you can talk with, interact with, have hobbies with? Or are you missing other types of interaction? There can be a difference between a friends with benefits and a long-term significant other. So, first learn what you are missing, and then recognize that you can have standards, that you don't need to be treated whatever way just to get a bit of vitamin D. I know it's hard because the hormones are running high and the brain is still getting finished up and whatnot. So, go out, definitely socialize. And socialize not with the intention to find the next one. Socialize with the intention to find good friends. And not just, oh my god, you're a friend. No. Persons that you like talking with. people that you like, being in the company thereof, and let things start to develop from there. Gently suss out whether or not you can spend an extended amount of time with them. Suss out whether or not you actually find them to be a good person before you think about them as a good partner. Once you figure out if they're a good person and that you actually like them for them, it tends to help quite a bit more when it comes to the interactions of other varieties. Oh my! You have an Aquarius. I hear Aquariuses are absolutely fantastic for Geminis. Do tell me about it, please. Oh, yes. I mean, that's what most of us are looking for. And trust me, it took me a good long while to find that. I found it. I had it for about 5-6 years. And then we recognized that we were better as friends rather than involved friends, per se. And I am still literally best friends with him. I'm going to his house to the spouse that I helped him find. And he's going to be fixing my car, and we're going to talk and put the world to right. And then this was, God, we dated about 20 some odd years ago. Literally, literally 20 years ago. Oh my God, over 20 years ago, holy fuck. But yes, we are absolutely some of the best and firmest of friends, because we actually understood each other as people, rather than just understanding each other as, look, you're going to put your tab A into my slot B and we're going to call it good, right? No, we had much more. We had hobbies that we liked together. We could actually talk and communicate and listen and hear each other. So yes, raise your standards. For the love of God, raise your standards and express that to each person who comes along. You don't have to be ever so firm. You don't have to put it down like, this is the laundry list, and if you don't mirror... No, just go, oh, okay, well, what do you think about this subject? And this subject? And this subject? Okay, well, I think we match up a lot here, but we might need to go into a little bit more detail over here. Find somebody you can talk with. Definitely find somebody you can talk with. Oh, you get along great for the most part. Oh, I do love that. Now, they do tend to be a little bit dreamer. We tend to be a little bit flighty. But honestly, I think that could actually complement quite well. Honestly, two of my fun friends that I met on here, fun, just regular fun, not the fun, but... Anyways, some of the fun friends that I found on here, one of them happens to be Aquarius, and another one happens to be a Libra, and we're our own little fun group, and I just absolutely adore them. And it's funny because we are all air signs. With me being the mutable one, I think the Aquarius is neutral and the Libra is cardinal? Oh, it's been forever since I've truly gone in depth to that. But yes, we've made some of the best friendships, and even though we're flighty and all over the place, we work. Because every now and again we'll just go bump into each other. Go, do you want to do a windstorm, like maybe next week, maybe? Yeah. Thank you, darling. Oh my goodness, I appreciate all the roses. I do appreciate the gifting. I know it's you have to go through quite a bit more hoops nowadays just to get anything done. But I do appreciate any gifting, any donation, anything that people wish to give towards, especially when I can give back. I'm finally getting a few things in order that I said I was going to. It's going to take me a little bit more, but I am getting things set up. This is going to be a strenuous year, but I think this should be our best year ever. Why? Because we're going to concentrate on small instead of always giving everything to the big. Honestly, we all have to kind of change the way we go about certain things, myself included. I think I want to look into a few more farmers markets and see if there are any helpful collectives around and whatnot. I think small is definitely the way to go going forward, especially with everything going on, as it were. Thank you, darling. The nails. Beautiful, thin profile, but yours, acrylic. Absolutely adore them. Love a good nail, honest. I can't wait till I've got, you know, the long, like, 3-inch. Just, oh, I want nails that when I put my fingers together, they click and clack and, oh, just make that lovely sound. You can talk with them. Oh, I adore it. Thank you. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? A little bit witchy, a little bit nerdy. I can even change the perspective a touch more so that you can see. Ta-da! Hello, darlings. Hello, hello. Welcome on in. I hope you're all doing quite well. Ooh, let me recenter though, because, oh, that was ever so off-center and I don't like it. There we go. Better. So let's see. I'll be on for about the next half hour, after which I will be where the loyalist of fans can find me, from about 8 till 10. I will have on a corset. So what is everybody up to? What more shall we speak on, my dears? Penguins and fangwins alike. Just had to remind myself I should not slouch. Should not slouch. I've got to strengthen the back. Hello, this is Inner Bathory. How do you do, my dear? Now, besides Inner Bathory, there's my Shifter character, which is Leica Grimwood, and my Succubus character, which is Amanita Minette. I do not read for free, only because certain people tried to take too much of an advantage of that. But it's only $5 per card, and there are links in Lio. So if you wish, do feel free to go on that. Now, if you are a subscriber, by all means, you can always ask for your 1 free card pull a month. So yeah, and I think I have the lowest setting for my subscription, so it's like $2.99, I believe. I will be diversifying over to other places. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I tend to be aimed more towards favorited Twitch and whatnot. I'm trying to get my laptop to accept the fact that I need it to multi-stream. Right now I can either have music or I can have the multi-stream going, but apparently not both at the same time. Thank you so much, my dear. I do appreciate it. Fine, we'll read. Huh. Knight of Cups, 7 of Swords. So the Knight of Cups usually champions new opportunities, new expressions of self, new fulfillment, but in reverse, the cup is draining. So somebody has been losing opportunities, feels that, and when I say opportunity isn't just, oh, like a job or a big fancy thing happening. It could just be meeting new people, going new places, emotional fulfillment within relationships they already have. This feels much more on a personal level, and it feels like they are kind of getting stabbed to go with it. Somebody is definitely plotting against them. If you're feeling some upset in your personal life, it's more than likely the person you think is sabotaging everything is. I would highly suggest getting far away from them. Amanita. Yes, in a Bathory like a Grimwood. Thereabouts. Don't worry too much about the spellings. I tend to flip things around quite a bit myself. Sorry, those little cards really needed to be read, apparently. Hello, darlings. Hello, hello. Oh, goodness. Another one? Or, oh, into a neighborhood. Well, think of it this way. The, just gutted the FAA. Yes, yes. So all you have to do is pick a payment method, go through that, $5 per card, and then just come back. It'll pop up on my screen when I've been paid. So I go in and I check that, and then we come back and read cards, and I do those directly here for you. Anything from 1 to 10 cards can be purchased at any given particular time. 1 card is a good quick read, kind of lets you know what's going on. 10 cards is a very full, in-depth read, so it's going to give you a lot of nuance to what is going on in which direction you're headed. Hey, Bea, how are you doing, darling? Oh, yes, yes, yes. So, 1 card would be kind of what's going on in the life, what's going on, what's going up, what's affecting. And so you flip over one, you'd be like, oh, okay, this is probably what's going on with you currently and sort of what you're headed towards. I happen to be intuitive, so I know a little bit about direction and whatnot. I get dubious knowledge, let's put it that way. Knowledge that I can't always pin down as to why I know these things, but I know these things. And then it tends to flit right out of my head the moment I'm done. It fades. So, with a 10 card read, you get a lot of nuance, a lot of behind the scenes of what is driving the issue at hand, what is going on with you, how you're feeling, the things that are driving it, what you are going towards. A lot of nuance. If it's something like a 5 card read, it usually tells you kind of which direction you're going, what's going on, and maybe even a bit more nuance to the situations you should be looking out for. I like to follow whatever the cards are asking me to do, so I don't always have like a perfect setup. I always, like, if it's a 10 card, I do the Celtic Cross. I have learned the Celtic Cross well. But for other cards, sometimes they need certain groupings and pairings, and that just comes in as I am putting them out. Other people have learned rote setups, so everything can be just a little bit different. Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you, thank you. 2 card read, yes? Thank you, darling. I appreciate that.
Can do. Between 2 and 5 cards seems to be the most popular amongst my crowd. And I do have several different decks on at the ready. Let's see, where did I... there we are. Shadowscape, Klimt, Mucha, Lover's Path, and Steampunk. And right now I'm currently working with my Steampunk because they are a lovely and boisterous set that needs to be played with, apparently. Sorry, my eyes completely unfocused right there. Hello, Dizzy. I hope you're doing well, darling. Don't be studying too hard. Remember to give your brain a little time to breathe and absorb. Oh. Oh, yes. Yes, please. So, we pulled the Ace of Wands and the Eight of Cups. So, Ace of Wands, aces tend to be new beginnings to things. Ace of Wands is new stability, new fortunes, new places to go home. Or at least new places that you are very comfortable in. They come like second nature. You're happy to be there. It's a place of solidarity for you. And it's ever growing. It's like planting a new vine and actually watching it sprout. It's quite nice. It's very strong though. And it's growing like wildfire. But then again, this is the Eight of Cups, so it does mean that you've been working on this particular thing for a while now. So, Eight of Cups. Not quite like the Eight of Pentacles, which is a bit more, you've been working on everything and putting it in. Eight of Cups is you're headed towards the new adventure. Ooh, did I remember to leave? Ah, I did. Like, there's a particular word that is supposed to be coming. Eight of Cup. Knowing where you are is important. Pardon, goodness. Knowing where you are is important. Knowing where you are supposed to be is imperative. Sometimes you have to leave something behind in order to find the thing that you're looking for. Separation anxiety. Ooh, but you are looking for that new place, that new... And you feel like you're there, but I feel like you got a toe still left in the old world, as it were. Because you're like, if anything goes wrong, I can just hop back. If anything just goes a little bit, I can hop back. Don't worry about the hopping back. Don't worry about hopping back. Go forward. Go forward. Leave the old world behind. Find the new thing. Foster that. Bring all the good memories with you. Bring what you need, the things that drive you with you. But don't keep holding on to something that is literally weighing you down, like a moor or a tether. Be the hot air balloon you deserve to be. Yes, no, you're fine, darling, you're fine. Sometimes you have to leave things a little bit behind, cut those last little mooring ties and float into the next thing. It doesn't mean that you forget where you're from. It just means that you're not being held back by somebody else's expectations of what needs to happen for you. You are the captain. And hopefully the co-pilot as well. You're welcome, darling. And remember, it's always okay to be skeptical. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I have to take everything that is said as sacrosanct, as the only thing that is. No, no, no. Be skeptical. Think about it. Don't let it just completely rout you. If it resonates, take it with you. It was a similar word, but not the right word that I was about to use. Thank you, darling. Oh, good. Good. Thank you, darling. I appreciate. What can I say? The outfit complements the scenery, and the scenery complements the outfit. Hello, my darlings. Come on in. Thank you, darling. I've been puttering for the last several weeks, trying to get it into a very... what's the word I'm looking for? I've been wanting to get it into just something tantalizing, something that makes you want to come, sit down, have a cup of coffee, amongst other things. You know, maybe a little bite. Only with consent, though. And only if you're over a very particular age. I like all things finely aged. I like my furniture turn of the century. I like my hard spirits at least 18 years old. And that is for all decanters. We've got another 15 minutes. If anybody needs, I can probably fit in at least one more reading. If somebody does a Celtic cross, it will probably be the last read for the evening. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's absolutely a process. And beyond just being a process, beyond being just a process, it's in depth. It's laborious, and there's little small adjustments that you make. You go, okay, this looks nice, this looks fine, but I'm missing something. Like, I couldn't quite figure out this part over my head. There wasn't enough going on. So I was like, I need something more. So then I ended up adding some lights, some of the icicles, another one that's like a rope light. I was like, yes, but no, but yes, but no. And then I figured it out. It was the white... The white blinds were not it for me. So I ended up putting up a black tulle curtain, adding a bit more things that felt very me. And again, tweaking little things here and there and just going, okay, better. And now I found some more things to actually decorate the space. So I can't wait to show you some of this. Some of it's going to be ASMR, and some of it's going to be witchcraft and ASMR, and okay, most of it's going to be witchcraft and ASMR, but it's all very much a part of me, and it makes the space feel so much more mine. You are, I think, the second or third person who actually have said that. Oh, I adore this. Honestly, the fact that I've made it look good enough to be considered a green screen, I absolutely adore that. Because it's not. Right. Thank you. And I appreciate it too. So this is all of my like little figurines and little fun bits, and I'm still working on like really decorating because I want this space to feel very full and vibrant and almost alive. Oh, it says, notice me, senpai. I've always had this rather, not motherly, but matronly kind of energy, especially when I do anime conventions and whatnot. A very particular type of... When I say younger person, I mean person in their 20s and 30s, because I am in my 40s. 40,000s. Anyways, a very particular type of person comes up to me and it's usually... it's like, oh, you want me to notice you, don't you? Oh, you poor thing. Try hard. I enjoy making them work for it, especially when I can refine their etiquette and manners in their approach. If nothing else, when I send them away, they will be so much better behaved. Hello, hello, my darlings. Come on in, come on in. How are we this evening? Now, I will be on from 8 till hopefully about 10 o'clock. And the loyalist of fans will know where. If you need to find it, I would say the keys to the kingdom are on the throne. If you do not understand what I just said, I'm probably not for you, my dear, and it's okay. If you understood what I said, good. I like them clever. I am in the Pacific Standard Time, West Coast. So, roughly an hour and 15 minutes from now. Okay, perfect. Let's see, Texas is central, right? Always forgetting if they're... Or do you guys straddle mountain and central? I keep forgetting because you're such a large state. Central. Fair enough. Hello, my goodness, there's over 100 of you. Hello, my darlings, how do you do? I'm ever so impressed so many of you fit in here. I have not yet... Wait, no, I take that back. I think I went to Texas once? For a Renaissance fair. I was working, it was blazing fucking hot. I was so dry. It was just dry everywhere. You'd exhale and it felt like the backside of your throat became beef jerky. Just goodness. Okay, fair. I was like, hopefully somebody will know. Oh, okay, it is Texas. Good. I love that confirmation. That's terrifying. Just, oh my god. I had to stick Vaseline up my nose just to keep it from fluid. So much red fluid. It was so dry. Why? Oh, goodness. Everything I've heard about Florida humidity sounds like you breathe soup. The very fact that you have these large dinosaurs that can literally crawl over fences and gallop after you. I mean, it sounds like a Thursday night with a group of bards, but still not something you want to do every day. Oh, same in Georgia. Goodness. Oh, and your hair hates it. Oh, knowing my hair? Oh, no. I probably look like Diana Ross in Mahogany, but not on purpose. Oh, it just sits there. Ah. I'm sorry, but if I have to ask the weather for a wipe down... No, thank you. No. I will take California any day. So far, it has been my favorite environment. A little bit of cold in the winter times, but not overly so. Decent types of humidity. I am finding nearer to the coastline is more to my liking. The humidity is at least a little bit more consistent. Yes, I know I grew up in a slightly more desert-esque environment, because, you know, Africa, but not all places in Africa are Sahara, okay? But still, actually, no, I was near enough to river deltas. Maybe that's why I like the coastline. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, forget the mosquito. I would rather be here any day. The mosquitoes, annoying, but small. I have seen the size of the mosquitoes in Georgia and Florida. They are the size of flying pets. No, thank you. Thin? Really? Oh, I guess I was like, me? Thin? When? No. Why? Oh, I guess I blend into the background. My goodness. Yes, there's that. Are you, do you have O-type blood? Because I am O-positive and I get practically eaten alive. I also like bananas. So there's that. Oh, thank you. Why, thank you, Don. And here's the funny thing, I actually use everything. These are a lot of my, my lovely figurines and whatnot. A few, props. The jewelry. The library. The witchery over this way. But yes. Oh, you're an A-type. Well, ugh. Right? That part, Ari. Why are they the size of your thumb? Why did the Cretaceous period unleash their Jurassic version of insects in that particular part of the world? My God. Oh my goodness, you poor thing. A B+, and mosquitoes eat you like they eat a buffet. My goodness, love the... Thank you so much, darling. I adore you all as well. Hey, Boo, how are you doing? Why do you keep coming in at the last moments when I'm only here for a few more minutes? How dare you? How are they necessary? How is draining me of my precious fluids necessary? I mean, I understand that is, mildly hypocritical coming from one such as myself, but I'm just saying, I'm a little jealous. Yeah, yes, darling, remember, I'm West Coast. 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, West Coast. Don't worry. Well, I made sure to put it down on the calendar. So if you need to, go to my profile, check out the calendar, get registered for the event. I'm always 5 o'clock West Coast. Now, which coast are you on? Are you East or are you Central? Wait, are you West Coast? Goodness, darling. Really? They pollinate for cacao? Bastards. Oh, that's right, you are in the Bay Area. Darling. Hello. Hi, darlings. Everything is going quite well in yourself? Well, I can't go to midnight, my dear. I wish I could. Unfortunately for me, I have an engagement at about 8 o'clock on my coast. A place where only the adults will congregate. So, I wish I could be on here to midnight, but I have a few things that I need to, get together and get ready.
Luckily, I already have the environment set up.
Hello, my darlings. How are we doing, dears? Any last-minute card reads before I totter off? If you order a 10 card, I will roll my eyes, but I will definitely still read for you. Yes, no, on another platform. Only the loyalist of fans will know where it is, but you know, if you're clever, the keys to the kingdom are in the throne room. If you understood what I said, you might be clever enough for me. Good. Been gaming Oh! How were the games? I'm hoping that they were good. I do appreciate a good gaming session. Some people say that I'm rather sporting as well. Although those are slightly different things. Won a few games on Fortnite with random... Oh, good. I'm so glad that you had fun, my darling. Hello. How are you doing tonight? Yes, I might do a little gardening. Who doesn't love just a touch of gardening? Even when you're... Or actually, I should say, before you have to start work. So just follow the Blinks and Lio. There's also that right there. But yes, follow the Blinks and Lio. It's only $5 per card. It pops up when I have been paid. It lets me know. And then I go and read cards from there. Of course. Sorry, I was seeing if there was something on my nail. I felt dragging. I thought I might have gotten some sort of bit of adhesive or something on it, but now it's fine. You're going to the theatre in the next few minutes. Ooh, a lot of screen time. You're not wrong. Hopefully you're going to see something nice. I want to know what you go to watch. So let's see. I won't necessarily be on tomorrow, but if I am, it'll be in the evening. I won't be on Sunday because I'm not usually scheduled for that. But I will be on Monday. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 5 to 7 here. West Coast time. Boo. And, yes, I am available for private sessions. So, if you know where to ask, ask. Well, because I actually enjoy your company, my dear. The fact that you'd keep not showing up to the last few minutes, of course I'm going to chastise you. Honestly, it's the lightest chastisement is that. Hello, darling. Oh, good. I do like that they've actually put quite a bit of thought into a lot of these Sonic movies, and that the fans are finding it so entertaining. I remember playing it quite some time ago. Let's not age me too far, but I remember playing it back in the day and absolutely loving it. I never quite got into the fandom of it all, but I love the fact that they are listening to the fans, especially after how the first one started out. I'm glad that there was uproar, because they did a lot better with the reimagining, the rebranding. Right, if you don't get called out a few times, do you even work here?
Ooh, yeah, Sonic 06. He had human teeth. He had human teeth. It was horrifying. Oh, just generic cola. Of course I had to remind you. Honestly, I'm setting into the new place quite nicely. And, yes, there's actually quite a few, lovely Asian markets, very nearby, practically within walking distance. I'm slowly getting my endurance up because there's a park close enough to me that I can actually walk around, and it's roughly a quarter mile. No, I'm sorry, not quarter mile, half a mile. So if I walk the perimeter twice, I have walked a full mile, which is pretty damn good. But I would love to get up to roughly either a good jog or get like a good maybe 6 laps in. Just something long enough that if I walk to a store and back, good peak condition, I'm fine, and I'm not like, oh god, I can't move my legs anymore. So, yes. Wow. So, do we have any mods in here? Because we're going to go ahead and, let's see. Do what you got to do. Everybody, you know what you're doing, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Da, da, da. There we go. Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's one I'm just really. I mean, if you want to be the embodiment of 2Pump, I mean, that's on you. Okay, fine, but whatever. But really, at least have some panache. Have some flair. That's just flaccid. Well, apparently, I will be able to start a vlog or blog of some sort over on my Mayhem Market. So as I'm getting that set up, I will get that linked. Let people know what that is. And, yes, I will definitely do that. And I mean, I've been posting up little bits here and there, but, yes. Now, if people feel like supporting me and putting in towards things that you would like to see, I like to keep most of my outings, not too expensive. But yes, you can always put towards. There are many ways to actually show support for me. Links are in Lyle for you to choose as you please. So yes, and tomorrow I will be, tomorrow or Sunday, I will actually be filming refitting my dentures, both top and bottom, and seeing if I can get a good solid fit in my mouth so that they will hold a little bit more securely instead of constantly wanting to pop out as they get remodeled. I actually made the fangs, my darling. I have friendly plastic, thermoplastic, and I create and fashion my own fangs a little bit different for each character that I do. So these are very inner bathery. Like a Grimwood tends to have a very heavy bite, so much more of a thick, noticeable canine. And then Amanita, I think I'm working on hers a little bit more. Somewhere between snake and shark, I think, is where I'm going to end up making the fangs resemble. I still have not been paid. So I've noticed payment scheduling on this has been wildly different, but I rely on nothing from here anymore, other than if I come on and I'm doing the reads, I prefer, that kind of directness, mostly because a lot of people have been having some issue with their payments after everything has been going on and whatnot. So yes. No, these are caps, so they glue on. I can eat if I'm only chewing back here, but if I have to have anything at the front of my mouth,
they can easily pop off. So I try to chew everything back here, but I don't tend to bite down on anything because I cannot yet put pressure on them. I think once I get the liner in correctly, I might actually figure out a new or different way to attach the teeth. Mostly so I've got a better, stronger bite. I don't know if I can make it permanent, but who knows? So yes, if you're going to support your creators, especially with how hard it is to get your coins recharged, if you're going to support your creators, try to support them as directly as possible. And, just let them know, hey, I couldn't do the gifties over on TikTok, but I wanted you to see more of the revenue anyways. Here it is directly. I appreciate what you do. Honestly, those little, I appreciate what you do, I feel it in my heart. But also, it's lovely and wonderful because we actually see that revenue. Versus this platform and several others will take a bite of. And I don't like it when they take a bite of because they tend to take a rather large bite. Hey, Krabby, how are you doing, darling? I know I'm supposed to be off. Give me a few more minutes. Ooh, and never mommy. Never mommy. Mother? Yes. Mommy? No. I did not create progeny for a reason. I learned how to swallow. It was either that or the headboard. Hello, darlings. I learned how to dodge. Oh, don't worry, just generic cola, honestly. I need a little something to wet the whistle. Well, that and, I have a particular party trick, so I need a few cans here and there. Honestly, I should have gone to a market and picked up a few different sizes. It's always funny, they think the big ones are so much more difficult. Honestly, the larger they are, the easier it is for me. Look, I've learned not to eat incredibly fatty pork belly in the middle of the day anymore, okay? Especially not stacked on top of cheese with extra sesame oil. I made bad choices. I made bad choices. Thank you, darling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I have been working so hard on that. I really appreciate. Why, thank you, Paul. Do you prefer Paul or do you prefer tea? Oh, thank you so much, darling. I truly appreciate that compliment. It was a ramen bowl. So basically what I did is I did a bulldog spicy cheesy carbonara. So added a little bit of cheese into the carbonara, added an egg, a little bit of sesame oil, and basically got this beautiful, lovely, cheesy sauce going on. And then grilled up some lovely pork belly, skin on, thin cut, well, I say thin cut, but basically like a thick cut bacon. Did that with some gochujang, and again, a little bit of that sesame oil for the extra aromatic fragrance. But yes, I also completely forgot. I don't have a gallbladder. Yeah, I could not figure out what was going wrong with my stomach, but everything was going wrong with it. It was like, I'm like, Oh no! Get more coffee mugs. Get more coffee mugs. I don't know why. I always have several at hand. Yeah, completely forgot. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't have a gallbladder. And then I was doom scrolling because I was like, oh god, I feel so horrible. The sound's coming out. Oh no. So I'm doom scrolling, and they're like, and this much bacon without my gallbladder. Now I feel like that. I'm like, oh shit, that's right. I don't have a gallbladder. Fuck. Oh god. Yes. But you know what? It is the most delicious, incredible mistake. Double. Grilled onions. Extra animal sauce. Lettuce, tomato. Extra slice of cheese. With a strawberry shake. I might not be able to finish it all in one sitting, but I will make it everybody's problem for the rest of the day. Honestly, you're right. I've had several organs rearranged or removed. At this point, it might be a shorter list for the ones I still have. Shall we? Before I head off. So we've got this fit going on. Nice, high, long, elegant. Used to be a pantsuit, converted it into a dress. Let me just knock everything over while I'm at it. There we go. And then, do we have on shoes? No. You thought you were getting free toes there, didn't you? I don't know what it is. I like to be barefoot. Those blueberries are divine. Anyways, I'm off and running. If you catch me tomorrow, it'll probably be in the evening. I have my schedule set up for next weekend. Sony, darling, you know what? Fuck it. I'll stick around for another 15 minutes. Right? No. I now have my schedule set up at least for next week. I plan on doing it weekly. So, you will know when I'm on. Get registered for the events. I love you too, darling. You are ever so kind every time you come in. Fair. Well, at least Sony has a little bit more of an excuse. They're in a different time zone, my dear. Really? How enticing. And I will be elsewhere tonight. I will be, where the loyal list of fans can find me. So, don't pick on... Darling, why would I be picking on you? Couldn't ever be that I might know, or at least sense, that I can make you blush in so many ways just by looking at you. Anyways, if you do wish to find me other places... I'll be on from 8 o'clock, which is roughly 45 minutes from now for me. 8 o'clock to hopefully about 10 o'clock. And what can I say? I absolutely adore connecting. And if nothing else, I have been more openly connecting with my new settings. I'm settling in quite nicely. One of my newest finds. Made in the USSR. I paid about $5 for it. Most people who prefer to to be barefoot are usually more in tune with themselves and their surroundings.
Oh, I do appreciate that. I mean, you've all said it, and I don't mind actually being more connected with myself. That's how you grow as a person. Right? I'm adoring the little tweaks and whatnot that I've made to the background. It is absolutely fantastic. Really? Algebra teacher last year was from the USSR. Oh! And then I found this beautiful purple carnival glass. It is just the most gorgeous, gently iridescent. And this is a candlestick, so it's going to go along with a lot of my other witchery. And then, of course, for my teeth. Because I was really tired of the high school retainer box. Is my accent real? Well, my accent is more based on the 1700s colonial American. I am a vampire, my darling. About 40,000 years old, at least this persona, I should say. And, yes, the translation spell that I used kind of got me stuck with English and posh. So I can't be mad, but it is what it is, and, well, I enjoy it, so, yeah. Right. I am finding myself far more relaxed and connected with this lovely ambience. It is ever so lovely. Adoring it more and more, and honestly, I think when I get a space of my own that's truly my own, like a studio apartment type place of my own, or even a small house, I would honestly adore a small house. Not tiny home, but like cozy, cottagey. Lots of things growing outside. I would absolutely adore that. Anyways, yes, feeling much more me, and I'm absolutely... Oh, I just want some quiet and also some not so quiet company. I'm sorry, I just saw something pop up here. Oh, thank you, my lovely darling. I appreciate that, especially from you. So, my darlings, my dears, how are we doing this evening? I have to diversify, I can't always be here, but I might slowly be expanding my live streaming presence. So, if you do wish to support, I will try to make sure that I am creating a chart, a calendar of some sort, so that people can actually find me. Oh, you miss your boyfriend? Oh, I'm sorry, darling. Yes, I'm still on. What can I say? You keep trickling in, and I hate to leave good company too soon. Oh my goodness, this is everybody. Hello, darlings. Don't mind me, I'm just picking you up so I can go backwards just a touch. Oh, you're getting rain. Oh, I love that. I absolutely adore the pitter-patter. Something nice and warm and under a blanket and curled up and cozy and cuddling. Sorry. Oh, you're relaxing with some gardening in bed. Oh, how lovely. Well, welcome to some extra added ambiance, I'm hoping. Colorado is supposed to hit 60 this weekend. Going to sit outside and get some sun. Oh, yes, absolutely. That sounds like lovely weather, especially for Colorado. Colorado tends to be so cold about this time of year. So far, I'm doing absolutely wonderful this evening. Hello from Alaska. How do you do, my dear? Fair enough, fair enough. Cuddling helps, but not tonight. What am I doing this weekend? I'm going to actually go see my Virgo tomorrow. He's going to be rummaging around under my hood and
hopefully getting a few things sorted out with my horseless carriage. After that, we're probably going to have at least a drink or two and some lovely, either lunch or dinner, I'm sure of it. But yes, I'm going to have a lovely time there. And then, I think Sunday I have technically off, but I think I'm going to use that day to actually film some extra content ahead of time. Thank you. I'm organizing all of my corsets. I will be actually getting into making more corsets very soon. Hello, Hawaii. How is Hawaii doing, by the way? I know that you have been rocked and rolled and sorted through by a number of storms, I think it was. Just a lot going on from what I'm hearing. So how is Hawaii doing? Don't we just love getting sorted out? What? You thought I was talking about something else? Something other than my horseless carriage? My goodness, how dare you! To impugn that I, of all people, would engage in such a thing. I mean, I would, but we both know that Virgo and I don't work that way together, but trust me, if we did, I'd let you know. Oh, you made it through. Blue skies drying up. Oh, good. I know whenever Hawaii gets hit by a storm, you kind of have to batten down the hatches because you've got waves coming from every direction. My goodness. I am glad to hear that you're drying out. Hopefully seeing a bit more sun. Do what you have to do to get through. That's all I gotta say. Don't mind me, we all know that I have to fidget. Oh, thank you, darling. Well, what can I say? This is my parlor mood. This is my gregarious sitting room mood. My darker proclivities that certain people ever so love are reserved for other spaces. Those are some very, very fun spaces, I will say it that. Thank you, darling. Well, what can I say? I'm always a gregarious host. Sometimes you just need to know what your guest needs. Thank you, darling. How do you do? I should read vampire books. I should write vampire books. Honestly, though, maybe one of these times I should be doing a bit of reading, a bit of voice acting. Although I get so into it, I always worry about not getting the right tone. I guess I could always... Oh, I could always read my own work. Although I'd have to censor a lot of it. Oh, no. I just realized I write things that I literally could not read unless I was bleeping out every 5th word. Okay, maybe more like 6th word. Well, the 6th words and the 9th words. No, a lot of people have asked. I have not actually watched Vampire Diaries. I have been going through Interview with a Vampire. That has been, delicious. Vampire Diaries just never quite hit it for me. They all looked too young. I'm like, oh look, you're babies. You're all babies. That was Norris code. I mean, well, honestly, actually, where did I put... Where's the... Ah, there we go. There it is. Yeah, I thought the originals okay back in the day. It's been a good long while since I've found something that truly brung me, like, really got me in. But I am very much, again, enjoying Interview with a Vampire. I find that they did a really good job with that, and I appreciate the recasting and the rebranding of certain pieces and whatnot. It doesn't let him escape his fate per se, but it made better sense the way they went about it. Yes, we've changed the tavern into a bit more of a dressing room, a drawing room, a parlor of types. Oh, lovely to see you as well. Fair, right. I do find you're right that the books can be better than the show, but I took the show as it being its own thing. I didn't try and compare it against the books, because I've read all the books. I adored the books back in the day. But I think the rebrand and updating a lot of it was helpful. Louis's relationship to his servants, though, I find to be not my favorite part of the series. I prefer... I do like when he is speaking with David, but I don't necessarily like how his servants are very sycophantic. And just, like, unquestioningly so. Yeah, fair enough. The imagination is always much more vivid. Oh, I'm playing a lo-fi in the background. Lo-fi night beats. I simply want to scream because of these tariffs, because the tariffs are always going to hurt the working class. The tariff rarely does much damage to those at the top with all the power and all the money. It harms the working class. That I find to be unforgivable. That is, and I'm not angry at the countries who are, you know, being hit because they're being hit by a petulant, greedy little... Was that a pubic hair? Yeah, they're having to deal with taint swallows at this moment, but the fact that it's always the working class that gets hit by it and the working class that suffers for it, that irritates me beyond all belief. And it's so difficult to say how best to go about handling that, because we have a very large military in this country, which makes any sort of concentrated effort a very dicey game at that. Not to mention we are huge. We are just, it's 34 million people? 340 million people. Plus just a ginormous amount of territory to cover. So organizing and actually getting something done can be incredibly difficult. But, I mean, look at it this way. We got into our war for independence over being charged extra for tea, coffee, and stamps. Oh, there we go. But that's the thing. It's not even just him. If it was just one person, you'd be like, oh my goodness, it's one person. And there would be a way to stop them, checks and balances, as it were. It's not just one person, though. That's the problem. It's the entirety of the system that we currently have. not just one side. It's both. It's literally both. I am not looking at who you say you stand with. I am looking at the voting records. I am looking at what each individual person voted for and what they supported. It is heavily both sides. Both sides are working against the working class, and that part I do not find forgivable. That is the worst kind of leadership, and this is how empires find themselves in ashes. Thank you, darling. I appreciate that. I put a lot of work into the setup. I like how many people have actually noticed it. Thank you. It's 1930s. It is 1930s, and it is 1930s Germany. I don't say that to fearmonger. I say that to tell you the truth. People need to start appropriately acting as if it is 1930s Germany. Because even Germany is screaming at us as to the direction we are rocketing towards. So, when the Germans are screaming at you, might be time to listen. They might know a few things about this. Just saying. Yes. I was thinking, are we at 250 even, or are we at 248 right now? Well, it's funny that you say that, you know, for a lot of people it's important to be on the right side of history. When I'm looking at it and I'm going, these are not people who care about being on the right side of history. They only care about controlling what history will look like. They are looking to make it pet their own egos. So I've been hearing that there have been a couple of predictors out there who have been like, but yes, no. We're not, this is why I think I'm a little bit irritated at this point. We're not dealing with, rational people that you can talk with, and who will simply have a change of heart. These are people who are narcissists by and large, meaning they lack empathy. They lack the ability to feel for others. And that is a problem, and they have the power and control. And so far, people keep going, well, we just need to keep talking. No. Well, yes, we do need to keep talking, but the right people, I am not talking necessarily the working class, but the right people need to step forward and go, hey, we have checks and balances for a reason, we're going to be using them. Are we going to get there? I am not wholly sure. Are the aliens going to show up before everything goes completely foobar? I'm kind of praying for that at this point. Because honestly, if we do some stupid shit, it's not gonna end well. I'm just saying. Right? Like, aliens, go ahead and show up. We're not even gonna freak out. We're not even gonna be mad. We're not gonna freak out. We're not gonna have a complete meltdown. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. But just hurry up and show up, because we need help. Right? You're like, yep, that tracks. Oh my goodness. Do you need a card pull, my dear? Fair enough. Oh, you'll be my last pull for the night. And now I've got to go pop out the fangs, cram down a little bit of something to eat, and then go from there. If you need to find me, and you like a bit more of a spicy inner, if you're one of my loyalist of fans, and you've made your way through the throne room where the keys to the kingdom are, I'll be on at 8 o'clock, so roughly 20 minutes from now. Hello, darling. Thank you. I've been refining it all day. Oh, goodness. All the compliments let me know that I'm actually putting it together quite well. A hesitant 7 of Swords. Oh, are you thinking of being a thief in the night? This feels like somebody's trying to pull off a heist. But it feels like you're doing this for the right reasons, though. Very rarely can I say, oh, 7 of Swords, the thief in the night, as it were, is a good thing. But in this, it feels like you're trying to disarm people, keeping them from being rambunctious, rowdy, aggressive towards one another. Basically, you're taking the fangs out before they can sink in. Remember, you don't have to be an you don't have to hide all of the things, but you can be a moderator for those who are more reasonable in this particular endeavor. But yes, if you're dealing with somebody who's just... Why am I feeling a matronly figure, a motherly figure? Almost feels like related. Oh god, it feels like family sniping at one another. Disarm politely, with etiquette, with gentle talk where you can. But if you need to abscond with the weapons of war that those in your midst like to use against each other, if you want to defang them early, I definitely say go at it. They're still gonna slap box at each other, but taking away their worst weapons is probably for the best. I know you mean well, but I can understand that you don't wish them to fully destroy each other. I hope that, and I was like, I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps. There's so much infight going on, but yeah, do your best. I know you don't love being a moderator, but you also don't want to see them. So, it is what it is. Oh, goodness, that's right. Oh, that's right. I do need to get one of those set up. I will get that set up in this coming week. I know. Yes, you're right, my dear. You're right, my darling. Okay, I'm going to go. I will be back possibly tomorrow night, but definitely Monday. And I will try and get some sort of a schedule listed up so that we can see each other more often, my darlings. I'll let you know where I'm going to be. Oh, I will definitely get a P.O. box set up so that things can be sent my direction. I do appreciate that, my darlings. I'll get that perfectly put together for you. Thank you, my dears. Put together for you. Thank you, my dears. Don't know what's going on with my phone. Sorry, yes, going, bye, love you.